Hey, Paws and Whiskers family, let's face it, being a cat parent isn't all cuddles and purring. Sure, there are plenty of adorable moments, but there's one major part of the deal that's not so glamorous: the litter box. We love our cats, but let's be real, dealing with their bathroom habits is a big part of the responsibility. So, are you really getting it right? I'm about to share 6 common mistakes that many cat parents make when it comes to litter box maintenance. Trust me, after this video, you'll never look at your cat's litter box the same way again. And hey, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on, do it. Just click that subscribe button, please. I promise we won't disappoint. And no, I didn't just turn into Cartman from South Park. I'm taking my ball and going home. You guys suck. Anyway, hit subscribe, thank you very much, and let's get to the topic. When I first became a cat parent, I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I could just fill the litter box as much as I wanted, stick it anywhere in the house, and everything would be fine. But soon enough, I realized I wasn't just dealing with a litter box. I was dealing with a cat who had very specific needs. A little diva who cared more about privacy, cleanliness, and comfort than I had ever imagined. It took a few frustrating accidents and a lot of trial and error before I figured it out. But I can tell you this: getting the litter box right changed everything for me and my cats. It made them happier, healthier, and more relaxed. And it's my goal today to help you avoid those same mistakes. Alright, let's get real for a second. Being a cat parent isn't all cuddles and purring. There's one big issue we can't ignore: the litter box. Yeah, I said it. As much as we love our fur babies, dealing with their bathroom habits is part of the deal. But, are you really doing it right? Trust me, you might think you're on top of it, but there are some common mistakes. Many cat parents make mistakes that could lead to some pretty serious issues down the line. Don't worry though, I've got you covered with 6 major litter box mistakes you need to avoid. Mistake number 1. Not cleaning it enough. Now, we all know cats are obsessed with cleanliness. They're like tiny, furry perfectionists. They spend hours grooming, licking, and preening their fur to look flawless. I mean, they can be a little prissy, right? But we love them for it. It's like they think they're royalty, and honestly, maybe they are. They did get worshipped as gods in ancient Egypt, after all. So, let's ask the big question: would they want to step into a dirty litter box? Of course not. Imagine if a member of the British royal family had to use a filthy toilet. They'd never tolerate it, and neither should your cat. The reality is, if your cat finds the litter box unpleasant, they're not going to use it. And when that happens, well, let's just say their bathroom habits might end up anywhere but the litter box. Yikes. How often should you be cleaning it? Well, every few days might be enough for some cats, but the ASPCA actually recommends cleaning it every single day. Yes, every single day. But it doesn't stop there. They suggest a full cleaning with unscented soap and baking soda once a week to keep things fresh and appealing for your little diva. And honestly, if you're doing this, your cat's litter box might just end up cleaner than your own toilet. No judgment. We've all been there. Here's the kicker: once your cat learns to avoid their litter box, that habit can be hard to break. Even if you scrub it until it's spotless, they'll remember that one time it was dirty, and it could make them turn their nose up at it again. So, take it from me, maintaining a clean litter box is key to keeping your cat happy and to making sure you're not cleaning up those accidents in places you definitely don't want to. Mistake number 2. Placing the litter box in the wrong spot. Now, let me hit you with a crucial tip that might just change the way you think about your cat's litter box. Placement is everything. If you haven't checked out Alley Cat Alleys, do yourself a favor and head over there. It's a goldmine for all things feline, and they really nailed this point. Here's the deal: your cat needs privacy. And I don't just mean a little corner somewhere, no. We're talking about a spot where they can truly be alone, away from the hustle and bustle of human foot traffic. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised at how many people overlook this. Think about it for a second. Would you want to be watched while you use the bathroom? Absolutely not, right? Well, your cat feels the same way. They're not comfortable being observed during such a vulnerable moment. If they feel exposed or humiliated, they'll avoid the litter box. And when that happens, well, you might find surprise presents showing up in places like behind the couch or under the bed. Not exactly where you want your cat to go, right? So, the lesson here: Give your cat the privacy they deserve. Place the litter box in a quiet, secluded spot where they can do their business without feeling like they're on display. The fact that it keeps the smell out of sight is just a nice bonus. But wait, it gets better. There's one more thing to consider. Avoid placing the litter box near loud appliances like washing machines or dryers. Cats are sensitive, and loud noises can startle them and make them avoid the box entirely. East Meadow Veterinary Center puts it perfectly. Loud noises can startle cats, making them avoid the litter box. Keep it calm, keep it peaceful, and your cat will be much more comfortable. Mistake number 3. Using a litter box that's too small. Alright, now this one seems like a no-brainer, but hear me out. A litter box that's too small is a big mistake. You wouldn't want to use a cramped toilet, so why would your cat? If the box doesn't offer enough room for them to move around comfortably, they're not going to want to use it. When in doubt, always go bigger. A spacious box will make your cat feel more comfortable and secure, which means they're more likely to use it without any hesitation. Mistake number 4. Filling the litter box too deeply. Okay, confession time. I used to think that the deeper I filled the litter box, the better it would be for my cat. I mean, more litter equals more space for the waste to sink into, right? It made perfect sense to me, but, surprise, I was doing it all wrong. Turns out, cats don't need a giant mountain of litter to do their business. According to the ASPCA, the sweet spot is only about 1 to 3 inches of litter. I know it sounds too shallow, right? But cats prefer it this way. They want to cover their waste easily, without feeling like they're sinking into the great sands of Egypt. Imagine trying to flush a toilet after you've got to solve a crossword puzzle first. Yeah, not ideal. Fuzzy Tums makes a great point, though. Every cat is different. While 1 to 3 inches is the general guideline, it's worth observing your cat to see if they had any preferences. Some cats might like a little more or less, and paying attention to their behavior can make all the difference. Mistake number 5. Not providing enough litter boxes in a multi-cat household. Now, let's talk about something a lot of multi-cat families overlook: the number of litter boxes. If you're thinking, I've only got 1 litter box, and it works just fine for my 3 cats, I totally get the logic. After all, you wouldn't need multiple bathrooms in your house, right? But here's the thing. Cats are not humans. They don't have the patience to wait for their turn. If you've got a house full of cats and only 1 litter box, there's going to be a serious problem. They'll either fight over it or, worse, find other places to go. And trust me, you don't want to discover where that other place is. Here's where it gets even trickier. Cats are territorial, especially when it comes to their toilet. Using the litter box is a vulnerable moment, and if one cat thinks the box is theirs, they'll do everything in their power to keep the others out. Imagine Fluffy McGee and Donovan. Fluffy thinks the litter box is for her, and Donovan tries to use it. Fluffy won't let that happen. She fight him off, even if she doesn't need to go. If both Fluffy and Donovan are territorial, you're looking at a full-blown litter box war every time they need to go. And trust me, that's not something you want to be dealing with. The best advice: more litter boxes. If there's one piece of advice I can give you to avoid cat litter chaos, it's this: for every fur baby, there should be at least 1 litter box. And, just to be safe, throw in an extra 1 or 2. I know, it sounds a bit extreme, but trust me, it'll prevent any litter box wars. Yes, your house might start to smell a bit more, but hey, you signed up for this cat parent life, right? And let's be real, you wouldn't change it for the world. Mistake number 6. Changing the type of litter. Alright, let's talk about the final mistake, the one that could actually send your cat into a tailspin. Changing the type of litter. We all like a little variety now and then, right? Maybe you had toast for breakfast today, but tomorrow, you switch it up with cereal. But here's the thing. Cats hate change when it comes to their litter. It's all about consistency. Every brand, every style of litter has its own subtle differences, and while we might not notice, your cat certainly will. After all, they spend a lot of time in close proximity to their litter. If things suddenly feel or smell different, it can throw them off, maybe even stress them out. And remember, going to the bathroom is a vulnerable moment for them. Would you want to be caught off guard when you're doing your business? Yeah, didn't think so. The best advice here is simple. Pick a litter you like and stick with it. Let your cat get used to it. And unless you absolutely have to, don't change it. And when it comes to picking the best litter, well, The answer is simple: stick with what works. Whatever you're using now is probably the best choice because it's what your cat already knows. So, those are the biggest mistakes to avoid when it comes to litter box maintenance. If you're an indoor cat parent, you already know how important it is to keep things clean, comfortable, and predictable. Want to learn even more about your cat's needs? Check out this video next. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on all the other amazing tips we've got for making your cat's life and your life a whole lot easier. Thanks for being part of the Paws and Whiskers family.